Hello students, welcome to Varsha High Academy. I'm your faculty, Pravin Kumar. Again coming and joining you with a new topic. And this topic has been in the news in the very recent time. Last 2 days, 3 days, everybody is talking on this topic. The topic which has been related with the atmospheric disturbance which has taken place there in the USA. And that atmospheric disturbance is because of the uh, cold waves or the cold winds which has come up from the polar region and also has created so much disturbance there on the social economic aspects of the USA. So let us understand this topic with the new aspect. The topic is there bomb cyclone. This topic is bomb cyclone, right? So yes, so let's continue and this start with this topic, which is very much there in the news. And this topic is very related with the wind pattern. You must have heard about the cyclone, you must have heard about the low pressure and the frontogenesis. So we'll explain everything therein the this bomb cyclone, right? So this bomb cyclone, it is also called it is also called extra extra tropical tropical cyclone, or it is also a mid latitude cyclone. Mid latitude cyclone because it develops in the mid latitude zone, or temperate cyclone. It is actually a mechanism of temperate cyclone or mid latitude cyclone on the basis of its nature or its impact. This is bomb cyclone. Bomb cyclone because in a very short period of time or the 24 hours, there immediately atmospheric condition changes, which is responsible for decreasing the temperature, right? So therefore the short duration or the change in the atmospheric condition in a very short time, so this is also called explosive explosive cyclogenesis. Explosive cyclogenesis means this cyclogenesis or the origin of origin of cyclone very much explosive manner or destructive or the blasting manner, right? So this is called the explosive cyclogenesis. This is also called a meteorological meteorological bomb. It is also a meteorological bomb, right? So this meteorological bomb, because this is related with the meteorological condition, or as I'm using the word atmospheric condition, right? It is also called bomb cyclone. This is also called bombogenesis. Bombogenesis. Again, genesis is origin. Bombo is in the form of blasting or explosive manner. So it means a rapid change in temperature and pressure condition. So how much this is rapid change? So this rapid change is observed in the 24 hours, right? This rapid change has been observed in the 24 hours. So this cyclone, as we know, cyclone is always driven by driven by pressure condition, right? Pressure condition. So means the cyclone is, understand the meaning of the cyclone. Cyclone is a circulatory motion of winds, right? Circulatory motion of wind from from periphery, to center, right? From periphery to center means there is a low pressure center, and on the basis of the pressure condition, there the isobars. These are the isobars. Isobars means the line joining the areas of equal pressure. So wind blows from high pressure to low pressure area means there the peripheral zone may have high, means relatively temperature will be low, pressure will be high. So this will not be exactly very high, or the differentiation will be very high. So there will be relative change in the pressure. This also will be high, this also will be high, this also will be high. So means wind always blow from high pressure to low pressure area. So wind blows from high pressure center to the low pressure area at the center. So that atmospheric condition or the surfacial condition or temperature condition over the surface been responsible for driving the wind from high pressure to low pressure area. Now, as we know, this bombocyclone or bomb cyclone, it is also a cyclonic movement of wind. Cyclonic movement of wind which has developed in the temperate zone, right? Temperate zone, right? So here the origin of this cyclone shall be definitely over the 45° to 55° latitudes with both the hemisphere, right? Both the hemisphere. So there, that is a zone of development. Thereafter, in this zone, the cyclone develops. That's a temperate cyclone develops, and it also may affect or extend up to subtropical zone. Where it up to subtropical zone? Up to 35° latitude. Can be in the both the hemisphere, right? This cyclone is affected by or influenced by uh, the cyclone has been influenced by the front, number one. This is number one. Number two, there is convergence of two contrasting air masses. Two contrasting air masses. I am using this word air masses, right? So two contrasting air masses means the air masses in the temperate zone which have different temperature condition. One is cold and one is warm, right? So I'm explaining there the mechanism which has been responsible for cyclogenesis, right? So then I will come on the explanation of the bombocyclone, how this mechanism has been responsible for the origin of the bombocyclone, right? So now let's see there in the map, there on the word map. So in the temperate zone, this is, yes, this is Tropic of Cancer, and this line here from this zone is, this is temperate zone. It is temperate zone. So in the temperate zone, so this area will be under the effect of cold condition during the winter. Now see, their wind blows west to east. These winds are westerlies. These winds are called westerlies, right? So these westerlies, there it is uh, slightly, or we can say moderately warm winds, right? So when these winds are blowing from subtropical high pressure zone, so this is a subtropical high pressure zone, and this is 66.5 degree subpolar low. I'm just talking on the summer season, right? I'll come on the winter season also, because this bombo cyclone or bomb cyclone, this take place in the winter season, right? It develops in the winter season. So cyclone also develops in the summers, but there the atmospheric condition is different than the winter season, right? Now see, there in the summer season, the warm wind becomes relatively stronger, and they confluence with winds coming from the polar region. These are going to the northeast, and the winds are coming from the polar areas. And these polar winds, these are called polar easterlies. Right. So as these are coming from the polar areas, these are cold, and westerlies are moderately warm winds. So where they confluence, now see here, there is a confluence of warm and cold, right? So where they are confluencing with each other, so this warm will try to enter in the areas of cold, and cold will try to enter in the areas of warm. So there what happens, there from polar region 90-degree north to 50-degree south. Sorry, it is again in the north. I am talking on the northern hemisphere. Cold polar easterlies, this is cold air mass. Subtropical warm westerlies, this is westerlies, warm air mass. When they confluence with each other, or before confluencing with each other, a transition zone develops in between them. This is called front, right? So this name of the front has been given on the basis of the war front between the two countries. That is a no man's land. So this is the situation of before mixing. Then what happens there? So this is the situation of the summer season. So warm is relatively stronger. So this creates the low pressure area in the subpolar zone around. This is I'll just correct here one thing. Yes, this is 40 degree and the 35-degree latitude or north. 40 to 35-degree latitude in the north. This is 50 to 55-degree north latitude, right? So this is north I am writing here. So in this zone where warm enters in the areas of cold, so how this situation develops here? I'll draw here. Let me draw here this side. So this warm is entering in the areas of cold. So there warm enters in the areas of cold, and cold enters in the areas of warm. So this zone has been characterized as low pressure center, and low pressure is always a temperature relatively higher than the surrounding areas. So there low pressure center, there is a circulatory motion of wind in the and developing the cyclone, right? So this is the situation where it develops here in the summer season. In the summer season in the temperate zone, right? Now here what happens there during the winters? during winter season, yes, during winter season, mechanism will be same. The mechanism is same, but there is a latitudinal shift. Now, here during the winter season, this polar easterlies, they become more stronger. Polar easterlies, they become more stronger and they expand over the larger area. Here, the subpolar low pressure band, this band which was earlier there on the 66.5 degree, this takes position over the 50 to 55 degree latitude. It comes over the relatively lower latitude. Now here you see this polar belt shifts the subpolar low zone towards the lower latitude, and also westerlies also will be there, but these will be weak on the continent. Now see, during the winter time, westerlies will become little weaker during the winter time of the northern hemisphere, right? So then after, the again mechanism will be same. The polar easterlies will become more stronger because they become more cold. Because of the cold season, their temperature decreases further and they become more stronger and they expand to the lower latitude. Lower latitude in the sense they extend to the 50 degree latitude. Right? Now, I am coming on the explanation of the bomb cyclone. Right. So what happens here? The warm easterlies is moving towards the northeast side. In the Atlantic Ocean, there one ocean current below. This is the ocean current below in the Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Florida Strait, east of USA. Right, this Gulf Stream, this is ocean current is called Gulf Stream. It is called Gulf Stream. Right. So this Gulf Stream is warm. That's why I've taken the red color here. Gulf Stream is warm. So the wind which is blowing over the continental mass, they are in North America and the coast of the USA. The wind pushes this Gulf Stream, and with the Gulf Stream they go to the east coast of the USA further. So blowing over this, there in the east coast of USA under the effect of Gulf Stream, their low pressure center has been maintained. Right? And now this situation there in the winter season, this belt of the low pressure area or the subpolar low pressure zone, that further shifts downward and this wind blow further to the south. Now here, this wind which is coming from Canada, it is called blizzard. This is called blizzard. Blizzard is a cold wind, or it is also called extension of polar easterlies over the North America. Right. So this cold wind, they extend over the North America and then it interacts with or it conflues with the low pressure area zone or low pressure zone with a warm air here this side. This is low pressure zone which has developed because of westerlies, weak westerlies and the Gulf Stream. So Gulf Stream intensifies the low pressure area and also the wind over this, they have moisture. So they supply the latent heat or they supply the moisture to the wind. Then this air is coming from the Canada as the extension of the polar easterlies in the form of blizzard. So there the confluence take place, and in this situation the pressure in the contrast air, here it is warm air mass. Remember this is a previous concept, warm air mass. This is cold air mass. So the cold air mass, confluence of warm and cold air mass is developing the front. This is front. So this frontal situation which has been created in the coastal part of USA and Canada, so this is responsible for increasing low pressure center or intensifying low pressure center, and frontal situation has been further extended. So because of this whole USA up to the Texas state of the USA, this whole area comes under the effect of cold winds, or this is also called polar outbreak. This is polar outbreak. Polar outbreak means extension of wind from the polar areas to the temperate zone, which is extension of the blizzard also, right? So because of that, because of this mechanism, the whole USA comes under the effect of sudden temperature change, right? So here what the explanation has come from the experts in the USA and the meteorologists from the USA. They have said that over the 60 to 65 degree, or 60 to 55 to 64 65 degree, sorry, 60 to 55 degree latitude, their pressure has decreased to 24 millibar in 24 hours, right? 24 millibar in the 24 hours. So this is quite inevitable because their pressure has been intensified because of the warm Gulf history, right? Thereafter, they have also said this process is extratropical cyclonic condition. So extratropical cyclonic condition, I told you, the extratropical cyclonic condition, that is similar to the temperate cyclone. So the cyclonic condition which has been developing here. So this is, if I draw this diagram here again on the coast of USA. So here their warm air has been developing the extratropical cyclonic condition, right? Thereafter, their low pressure center has been intensified in the coast of USA. So this is the reason for the cyclonic effect. So this 24 millibar pressure has decreased within the 24 hours. So that is indication of rapid fall in the pressure condition, right? And also this experts in the USA, they have said this process is extratropical extratropical condition, right? And also this rapid deepening, they have also called rapid deepening of an extratropical cyclone low pressure or cyclone of explosive genesis, right? Explosive genesis is not rare. Mind the word rare, means this is a usual phenomena which happens in this zone, but here the change here, this is more there in the news because uh, in this time the pressure has been suddenly intensified, means low pressure has been suddenly intensified in the short duration. So within the 24 hours the people could not get time to prepare themselves for this arriving snowstorm. So in the past or the few years back also, there has been the massive snowstorms in the North America, right? So this is up to the coast of Texas, means up to the coast of Gulf of Mexico. So that whole area comes under the effect of the cyclonic storm, right? This is very common for the climate or the seasons of the USA. This is very much inevitable part of the seasons of the USA, particularly the winter season, right? So now here the concept here is that there how long it will be existing there in the USA or the land of USA. So experts have said that this cyclonic condition or effect will continue. It will continue up to 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days. After this situation will start normalizing. So now I tell you why they have said this. So this is explanation is all there in our discussion. So here we have seen that the blizzard is there in the active process in order to decrease temperature and bringing the cyclonic effect. Right now, there is local wind which blows, descends from the Rockies. This is called Chinook. Chinook. And Chinook by nature or the by the thermal condition, it is warm. Right? So when the Chinook will be there in the action or in the process, so this will melt all the snow which has formed or occurred in the central part of the USA or entirely the Mississippi plain of the USA. So this Chinook is a warm wind and this will melt the whole surface which is covered with the snow. So therefore Chinook also, everybody must be knowing that Chinook is also called snow eater. It is also called snow eater because it melts all the area covered with the snow. So under this condition, so this will make the land ice free. It will make the land ice free, or not. Then after the normal condition will start prevailing, right? So that this mechanism or the atmospheric disturbance has been happening in the winter season only, or it is very much inevitable. Even though this year this pressure has been intensified, low pressure has been intensified, and this frontal situation is very much normal, right? It does not have any connection with the with jet stream, right? So do not be confused, or if you are getting this explanation that the jet stream is prevailing role, no, it does not have much of the effect or the connection with the Rossby waves, right? So this is the connection with frontogenesis or the extratropical cyclone, and also this is the connection with this extension of the blizzard or at the polar easterlies, right? And also you will find this such of the situation after some time may also take place over Russia and China. Also they also have the snowstorm, and Europe also will be facing such of the situation there in the north central or the south central part of the Europe, and Britain also experienced the heavy snowstorms, right? But there in the situation in the Britain is different than the situation in the USA or the North America, Canada and the North America, or USA, sorry, Canada and the USA. So their effect in the Britain shall be very less because this is under the effect of facing warm westerlies and the warm ocean current, that is the North Atlantic drift. Here this situation will be more or less similar to the USA in the north central part of the Europe. In the Asia or in the part of the China, so there will be severe snowstorms which will be under the effect of again polar outburst which will be coming from the Siberia region. Now India impact, as we have studied or we know that the Himalaya play a orographic barrier for India, so that the Himalaya protect India from these Siberian wind. Otherwise, India would also be affected with such of the storm condition. If you see there, the Tropic of Cancer, which is coming from the Gulf of Mexico, also crosses India, right? So in this condition, India could also have been affected because there the extension of India is there in the 37° 6' north, and this also comes or lies in the some part of the northern part of the same latitude almost of the north of the Gulf of Mexico. So if Himalaya was not there, this India would have also been affected by such of the severe storms or the cold storms or the storms which are taking place there in the North America, and will have affected the India also. So therefore we say the Himalaya has played, or Himalaya play at a as a mechanical barrier or physical barrier which protect India from this Siberian wind. So their whole China has been affected by the Siberian wind, which is of the same nature of the their the North America has been affected by, right? So let us see this what the news channels are saying about this mechanism. So here this is they have explained this mechanism. So as I have explained you all this mechanism in the discussion. Now see. So what these experts are saying, this is warm air which has been existing there on the coastal part. So that we have discussed there, low pressure center. So low pressure center has developed under the effect of this Gulf Stream, right? So this low pressure center has developed under the effect of Gulf Stream. So this is here Gulf Stream being responsible for developing low pressure area, right? Thereafter, their cold outbreak, which is coming from USA, that is same. This is cold air mass. See what we have discussed. This is cold air mass which is coming from the Canada. Canada is the outbreak of the polar easterlies. Thereafter, there is a frontogenesis situation. This is frontogenesis situation, right? This is called a front. It is front, right? So this front, there, from the if I draw this this diagram here. So this diagram, yes. If I draw this diagram here, so there, this is low pressure area and it will develop like this. This is low pressure. This is frontogenesis or cyclogenesis, right? Frontogenesis or the cyclogenesis. They are under the effect of cold waves or the cold air mass. So this has been under the effect of cold condition, right? So what they are saying, the cold Arctic air, right? Cold Arctic air, which we have discussed in the form of the cold air mass, right? Cold Arctic air, this similar or that is the same of the polar. This is polar easterlies. Polar easterlies, which becomes strong or excessively strong in winter season. In the winter season, right? So this cold Arctic air mass or this is as the cold air mass approaches down to the south of the USA. Right? Over that temperature, the contrast, powerful intensifying jet stream disturbances trigger air to rise. Right? So here jet stream effect is less. I told you their jet stream effect is absent. So this intensification of the jet stream in this context means there has been rising of warm air, right? Clear? So that is rising of the warm on this frontal side. Here cold air will not rise because cold air is dense. It is dense, right? Central pressure area, the central pressure of the low pressure system must drop at 24 there. So this is discussing what has happened in the 24 hours there in the USA. This is warm sea surface under the effect of Gulf Stream, right? Moisture, low pressure tropical air. So this is the same tropical air which is coming from the tropical region, which is warm in the nature. This is westerlies effect, right? So bombogenesis results when there is a large temperature gradient, usually between cold continental air mass. This is between cold continental air mass and warm sea surface temperature, right? So this is warm air mass, we can say warm air mass, right? So this is the frontogenesis. So this is whole the situation is developing over the lower atmosphere. Lower atmosphere means up to 5,000 meter in the atmosphere within the troposphere. Right? So this disturbance in the atmosphere is the result of the two contrasting air masses, that is cold air mass always and warm air mass. Right? And must remember this fact that this temperate cyclone always develop due to confluence of cold, polar, warm, subtropical along the frontogenesis. Right. I hope you have understood this discussion. So you can connect it with your discussion which is there in the news channel, and you can. I hope you can relate it better with your uh, classes or with your course material. So I wish you thank you so much.